Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'll walk you through the WordPress database and explain how WordPress stores content in its database. We will look at the default tables created when you install a fresh WordPress instance. Before diving into the WordPress database structure, I want to mention that I have imported WordPress theme unit test data. This data is commonly used by theme developers to test their themes with various types of content and layouts. After importing this unique data, I now have posts with default categories and tags, a list of categories and tags visible in the admin panel, media files that were included in the import, a few additional pages installed for testing purposes, comments imported and assigned to various posts, default users already set up during the WordPress installation. Additionally, I have configured some basic site settings, including site address, site title, date format, and other settings. Now, let's take a look at how this data is stored in the WordPress database. For this, I'm using Adminer Evo that comes pre-integrated with the local by Flywheel application. Here, you can see the list of tables that are created by default when WordPress is installed. In total, there are 12 tables. Let's start with WP options table. But before that, I want to mention the prefix used by WordPress, which in this case is WP underscore. This prefix is defined in the WordPress configuration file located in wp config.php file. I have opened the entire WordPress installation in Visual Studio Code. If you scroll through the wp-config.php file, you will find a variable called table prefix, which is set to wp underscore by default. This prefix allows WordPress to distinguish its tables. Now, why is the table prefix so important? The table prefix can contain only letters, numbers, and underscores. If you have limited data access on your hosting and can't create multiple databases, you can install multiple WordPress instances in the same database by giving each instance a unique table prefix. This ensures there is no conflict between tables. By default, WordPress uses WP underscore as the prefix. In the database, you will find 12 default tables: WP comment meta, WP comments, WP link, WP options, WP post meta, WP posts, WP term relationships, WP term taxonomy, WP term meta, WP terms, WP user meta, WP users. We will go through these tables one by one. Let's begin with WP options table, where WordPress stores site settings. If you look at general settings, you can see site title, tagline, which may be empty, website address, and admin email. All these settings are stored in WP options table in a name value pair format. Site URL, home, blog name, blog description, and admin email. The table contains the following field: option ID, a unique ID for each option, option name, the name of the string, option value, the value of settings, autoload indicates whether the option should be loaded automatically. Now, what is this autoload field? The autoload field can have two values: yes or no. If autoload is set to yes, the option is automatically loaded whenever WordPress processes a request. This means all yes autoloaded options are fetched in a single database query and stored in a global variable, eliminating the need for additional database queries during the request lifecycle. If autoload is set to no, WordPress will not load the options by default. Instead, it will only fetch it when specifically requested. While the autoload feature is efficient, overusing it can slow down your site. For example, if there are hundreds of options with autoload set to yes, autoload will load all of them on every request, which can degrade performance. As a developer, ensure you only autoload options that are essential for every request. If you are creating a plugin or theme with settings that don't need to load on every request, for example, admin specific settings, set autoload to no when using functions like add option or update option. This way, those settings will only load when needed. The WP option table is a critical part of WordPress. It stores key settings in a structured way, and the autoload field allows developers to optimize how and when these settings are loaded. By understanding and managing this field effectively, you can ensure better performance for your WordPress site. Now, let's move on to WP post table. In my local setup, I have installed various posts. So, what are posts? These are default blog posts or articles that are displayed on the front end. In WordPress, there are different post types, including posts that are the default blog post, media, such as attachments like images or videos, and pages. All this post related information, including media and pages, is stored in the WP post table. If you register a custom post type, those custom post types will be stored in the WP post table. Here's a breakdown of the key column in WP post table. First is the ID. ID is a unique identifier for each post. Then comes post author. This is the ID of the user who created the post. Then comes post date, the date and time when the post was created based on the time zone set in your WordPress settings. Here we have set the time zone as UTC plus 0. Then comes post date GMT. the same as post date but stored in GMT, that is global time zone. Then comes post content, which is the main content of the post. Then comes post title, which contains the title of the post. Then post excerpt, which contains the summary of the post. Post status, the current status of the post. Examples include published, draft, saved but not published, pending, that is it's pending for approval, future, scheduled for future publish, and revision, a saved revision of a post. Then comes comment status, indicates whether the comments are enabled or disabled for the post. Then comes ping status, determines if pingbacks or trackbacks are enabled for the post. Then comes post password. If the post is protected, then the password is stored here. Then comes post name. The post name contains a URL friendly version of the post title used for permalink generation. Then comes post modified, the date and time the post was last modified based on the site's time zone. Then comes post modified GMT. This is the same as a post modified but stored in GMT. The post parent for hierarchical post type such as pages, this column stores the ID of the parent post. Then comes GUID, which is a globally unique identifier for the post, and it is often used for permalinks. Then comes menu order, used for ordering posts in custom menus. Post type indicates the type of post, example post, page, attachment. Post MIME type, used for media attachment, storing the MIME, example image slash JPEG or video slash MP4. Then comes the comment count, the number of comments approved for the post. So if we go here in the content, let me just filter here by the post type and see what content is here. I will select a default post. There are contents you can see here. All the content in the post is visible here. For example, the Hello World post has an ID of fun. Its title is Hello World and the post content column contains the post content. The post status is published and the comment status is open. If visited on the front end, the comment form will display for this post. The comment count is 1, indicating there is one approved comment. Pages are hierarchical, meaning they can have parent and child relationships. For example, a page with ID 1813 might have a parent page with its post parent set to another page's ID. Media files are stored in the WP post table as attachment. The post type is attachment and their post MIME type specifies the type of media. Example, image slash JPEG, image slash GIF, video slash QuickTime, or application slash PDF. Media files have a default post status of inherit. All additional metadata related to post and attachment is stored in the WP post meta table. For example, let's look at the WP attached file meta information. This meta entry corresponds to an attachment post type with ID 611. To check this, let's go to the media section and edit a post. I'll demonstrate by navigating to post ID 611. This post is an image and you can see its associated meta information. All this metadata comes from the post meta table in the database. The attachment metadata is stored in the serialized format, which includes details like WP attached file. All uploaded images are stored in the uploads directory. The WP attached file value contains the relative path within this directory. WordPress organizes media into folders based on the year and month of upload. This is how the attached file information is structured. Additionally, every post, whether it is default post, a page, an attachment, or a custom post type, has corresponding meta information stored in the post meta table. For example, WordPress allows you to create custom meta boxes. These boxes enable users to add custom metadata to post, pages, attachments, or custom post types. All this metadata, including custom fields, is stored and managed in the post meta table, making it an essential part of WordPress data structure. By using the WP post table in conjunction with the WP post meta table, WordPress organizes and retrieves all content efficiently. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Jai WordPress.